13 salty snacks that can actually help you lose weight. It may seem counterproductive to nosh on your favorite salty snacks. Read, fries when you're trying to shed some pounds, but salty goodness doesn't have to be the enemy, says Nora Minow, RD. If you're trying to lose weight and get a craving for a salty snack, it's totally fine to indulge, says Minow. As long as you stay within your calorie goals and don't exceed the recommended 2,300 mg of sodium per day, you'll still be on track for success. From popcorn to French fries, nutritionists share some of their favorite snacks for satisfying that salt craving without sabotaging your diet. 1. Organic air-popped popcorn with sea salt. Minow suggests popcorn as a great alternative for a bag of potato chips. It satisfies your salty craving and your crunchy craving for around 30 calories per cup. She says, if you want to add extra flavor, pop it in a saucepan with extra virgin olive oil and different spices like garlic, rosemary, or cayenne pepper. 2. Baked sweet potato chips with chipotle powder and sea salt. Don't let the word sweet scare you. Sweet potatoes are high in potassium, a natural diuretic, and also contain fiber, which will help keep you full for longer, says Lisa Mikus, RD+. The complex carbohydrates in sweet potatoes digest slowly, as opposed to foods with simple carbohydrates, which spike your blood sugar, she says. Toss a small, thinly sliced sweet potato with skin in a bowl with 1 tablespoon of lime juice, 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and 1/8 teaspoon of chipotle powder. Bake for 30 minutes at 400 degrees. When they're done, sprinkle with a dash of salt right after you take them out of the oven. 3. Snappy Crisps. This is another snack for those who love salty and crunchy, but this one you can find at the grocery store. For about 110 calories a serving, Snappy Crisps will fill your salty snack craving, says Mikus. Pair a serving with a small handful of lightly salted almonds to add to overall nutrition and more staying power, she says. 4. Whole grain nachos. Take 1 whole grain tortilla, mixed with canola oil spray, and sprinkle a touch of sea salt. Bake for 10 minutes at 300 degrees, then add a 1/4 cup of black beans, part skim shredded cheese, and chopped hot peppers. Bake the tortilla with toppings until the cheese melts and nosh with a side of salsa. The fiber from the beans and tortilla help to keep you full, while the spicy peppers can help to curb appetite and cravings, says Erin Polinsky-Wade, RD, author of Belly Fat Diet for Dummies. 5. Homemade veggie chips. Since you control what goes into them, this will give you that salty crunch without all of the sodium and fat found in packaged chips, says Alyssa Rumsey, RD, CSCS. Kale chips are well known, but you can also make chips from beets, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, and turnips, says Rumsey. Wash your desired veggie, then cut it into thin slices. Toss them with a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil and sprinkle with sea salt and black pepper. Arrange in a thin layer on a baking sheet and bake at 375 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes or until crispy. 6. Black olives. It is not surprising that black olives are a staple in the Mediterranean diet, since they're low in calories and contain heart-healthy monounsaturated fats that will satisfy your cravings, says Janie Zeitlin, RD. About a 3/4 cup provides less than 300 mg sodium and packs lots of flavor. 7. Turkey and cheese roll-ups with mustard. The snack will give you the hit of salt, while also providing you with protein for fullness, says Minow. It's especially great for those trying to cut back on carbs, she says. Just roll up your favorite kind of turkey and cheese, and throw in some spicy mustard for dipping. You can also get creative by adding lettuce, tomato, avocado, hummus, and sprouts, says Minow. And since one roll-up should run you about 100 calories each depending on toppings, aim for about 2 rolls per serving. 8. Rosemary and sea salt walnuts and cashews. Nuts contain fiber and healthy fats to keep you satisfied, says Mikus. And they're super easy to make, she says. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees, Toss a 1/4 cup of mixed walnuts and cashews with 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of ground rosemary. Place the nuts evenly on a lined baking sheet and bake for about 5 minutes or until golden brown and fragrant. 9. Cheese. The key to curbing your appetite is choosing foods that are balanced, containing protein, carbohydrates, and fats, like cheese, says Zeitlin. A cup of 1% cottage cheese, part skim ricotta cheese, or a few slices of cheese will offer between 200 to 400 mg sodium per serving and leave you feeling full. Once your appetite is in check, you're more likely to stick to a healthful eating plan and avoid overeating, she says. 10. Salted fig parfait. Figs are high in fiber, which is essential if you're trying to lose weight, says Micus. Dice 2 figs, drizzle them with 1 teaspoon of honey and 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and sprinkle with a dash of sea salt. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes at 400 degrees. Then, top off 5 ounces of high-protein Greek or Icelandic yogurt with your figs and enjoy. 11. Ants on a log. The mix of salty, sweet, and crunchy is the perfect craving killer, and you'll be loading up on tons of healthy fats and protein to fuel your weight loss, says Minnow. Just cut celery into 4-inch pieces, and spread 1 to 2 tablespoons 100 to 200 calories of organic, lightly salted peanut butter between the celery, and throw on a few raisins or dried cranberries. 12. Whipped feta dip and baby carrots. If you're the chips and dip type, this healthy alternative is for you. The airy dip contains fat from the feta, and when paired with the fiber from the carrots, it will keep you satiated for a few hours, says Micus. Pulse 1 ounce of whipped feta into the food processor for 10 seconds. Then add 3 tablespoons of whipped cream cheese and pureed for about 2 minutes or until airy. This will come out to around a 1/4 cup of dip. Pair with 1/2 cup of baby carrots for a tangy treat. 13. Baked French fries. French fries tend to get a bad rap when it comes to weight loss, but they don't have to. Cut a potato regular or sweet into wedges or thin strips and toss with 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Sprinkle with a pinch of sea salt and roast at 450 degrees for 20 minutes, turning once halfway through. Keep the skin on to get the added fiber, which will help keep you full for longer, says Rumsey.